Based on a similar chipset and almost identical hardware specs from its older siblings, the Xperia Z and the Xperia ZL, the Xperia ZR is a smartphone ideal for the Indian climatic conditions. With an IP58 certification under its belt, the phone is dust-proof and waterproof, submersible up to 2 meters underwater for almost 30 minutes. Hello guys, this is Salman and welcome to Technology. Earlier we reviewed the ZR with a 4.3 operating system. But in this video, we review the ZR once again, but now with the latest Android 4.4 KitKat operating system. Let us start off the review with the design and build quality of the phone. On the design front, the Xperia ZR looks similar to the Z and the ZL variants when referring to the front panel, while the rear panel looks similar to the ZL. The front is an entire glass panel with just the opening for the earpiece on the top. Alongside are the front camera and a translucent window for the sensors beneath it. The control buttons for menu, back and home are incorporated within the screen itself. The power button is similar to the Z series with a round chrome button placed in the center on the right side. The volume rocker is provided just below the power button, which is pretty slim but highly tactile and responsive. A physical button for the camera shutter is also available on the same side below the volume rocker. The earphone jack and the micro USB connectors are placed on the top and left hand side respectively and sport a watertight port flap for each. These port flaps ensures that water does not enter the device provided they are shut when not in use. Lastly, the bottom sports two openings, one for the mic and the other for a lanyard. The rear sports the main shooter with an LED flash just below it. On the lower side of the rear panel is a small speaker grill with the water and dust proof mesh installed. The entire chassis is built with a strong waterproof polycarbonate plastic. The rear panel can be opened to access the battery, micro SIM card and the micro SD card. The three are placed well within a small chamber that gets sealed with a rubber gasket placed on the rear panel. The rear panel and the rest of the chassis have a matte finish surface and the handset feels very firm and comfortable to grip. The handset weighs 138 grams and measures 67.3 into 131.3 into 10.5 millimeters. Let us look at the features of the phone. As mentioned earlier, the Xperia ZR is a mini version of the big brothers, the Xperia Z and the ZL. The Xperia ZR has almost 90% similar hardware as that of the Z and the ZL. Features that are identical are the chipset, which is a Qualcomm Snapdragon S4 Pro APQ8064, the processor which is a quad-core 1.5 GHz Crate, the GPU which is an Adreno 302, we have a 2 GB of RAM and the main camera which has a 13 megapixel sensor. Other identical features again are the connectivity options which include Wi-Fi dual band, ABGNN, 3G and LTE, Bluetooth 4.0, NFC, a GPS and a GLONASS, FM radio and TV out. What we only found missing was an infrared transmitter from the Xperia ZL. Few differences spotted are the smaller display size, which is a 4.55 inch TFT with a reduced resolution of 720 into 1280 pixel, and it has a pixel density of 323 ppi, 8 GB internal storage, the front VGA camera, and lastly the removable lithium-ion 2300 mAh battery. With almost identical hardware and a slightly better battery running on the smaller, lower resolution display, you are definitely in for a longer battery life. Some features that we could also highlight are the IP certification and the display type. Unlike the Xperia Z, which has an IP57 certification, the ZR sports IP58 certification, which is a tad higher than the former model. It can be submerged under 1.5 meters of fresh water for up to 30 minutes. As far as the display type is concerned, Here too the display is similar to the type of OGS technology used. It is called the optocontrast and direct touch technology, where the layer between the LCD display and the touchscreen is eliminated and the surface is coated with a shatterproof layer of additional durability. The display also runs on Xreality Pro Engine technology for better contrast, sharpness and color with less noise and distortion. The Xperia ZR currently runs on the latest version of Android 4.4.2 KitKat. Performance. As per our routine, we stretched out the phone to get some scores so that we could find out the actual performance of the internal core hardware. In our test, Antutu benchmark scored 21,501, which is similar to what we had got last time, but Quadrant scored slightly higher than last time, which is a 9,031 compared to the 7,695 we got earlier. Nina Mark II was almost useless as the maximum recordable frame rate by the utility is 60 frames per second, and the ZR was trying to exceed these limits. Let us look at the display and media. We did test the display quality of the ZR by playing a few movies ranging from HD to full HD. The media playback is excellent, and all thanks to the powerful GPU, there was no stutter or framing witnessed even in full HD 1080p content. The display quality is crisp, bright and sharp. The videos are enjoyable. Although the quality of the display is good, we did notice the brightness levels when pushed to the max affect the black levels and make them look grayish. Put the brightness levels to the auto or reduce it to around 50 to 60% and the display gets a bit darker. Though the level is best suited for watching videos in low light conditions or at night, watching in broad daylight gives you a washed out display. The media playback, file format support and audio quality of the ZR are similar to the Z series. The onboard speaker is pretty loud and clear but can be shrill in certain types of audio. You may have to reduce the volume a bit to get a comfortable listening experience. Overall, the media performance and experience of the ZR is pretty good and we have no major complaints. Sony has also included some neat new app updates for the Walkman, movies and album apps, which really look beautiful and add a cleaner touch to the new Sony UI with the latest Android 4.4.2 update. Camera. The rear camera, being a 13 megapixel, is similar to the ones on the Z and the ZL. Functions such as geotagging, touch focus, face detection, image stabilization, HDR and sweep panorama are available. The camera can record videos at full HD 1080p resolution and at 30 frames per second. Full HD 1080p recording in HDR mode is also available. Outdoor still images are good but seem a little dark. The image in broad sunlight still seem low on light. Nevertheless, using a simple photo editing software like Picasa can correct the images and make them better. We found similar results in the indoor shots. Overall, the camera performance is not bad but could be tad better. Camera quality after the 4.4 update has significantly improved, and Sony has also added some new features and setting options. One of the newer features that we liked most from the camera is the background defocus option, which basically blurs everything in the background while focusing only on the object of interest. Moving on to the battery life, the 2300 mAh battery powering the Xperia ZR used to last pretty long during the 4.3 software version, but since the 4.4 version has arrived, the battery backup isn't as good as it used to be earlier. We tested the device using a same old standard benchmarking procedures, which includes 2 hours of talk, 2 hours of videos and 2 hours of internet browsing. Sadly, the battery lasted these 6 hours with 20% of charge still left on the battery compared to the 30% we got on the 4.3 version. After that, we could only get 2 hours of video, 2 hours of internet browsing and half an hour of gaming, after which the phone died completely. To sum up the whole, the battery backup has decreased quite a bit since the 4.3 version, and it disappoints us to witness that instead of the battery backup being improved, the backup has in fact decreased a bit. Sony has also introduced the stamina mode in the handset, which can help improve battery life to some extent. The 300 milliamp hour battery powering the Xperia ZR used to last pretty long during the 4.3 software version, but since the 4.4 version has arrived, the battery backup isn't as satisfying as it used to be earlier. Let us look at the new UI and changes after the 4.3 update. Not much has changed in terms of UI after the 4.4 update. There are, however, some minor changes in the UI, new features and some bug fixes from the previous version. Some of the new UI changes include the new notification panel, which when swiped down with one finger reveals the notifications, and when swiped down with two fingers reveals the shortcuts for the Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, etc. Shortcuts can also be added or removed as desired. There are also some minor changes made in Google Now. And not to forget the new startup animation, which looks like the one on the PS4. And the new lock screen, which with its funky new sparkly effect while unlocking the phone. Some of the new added features can be mostly seen in the settings menu, which include TTY mode, slow talk, which basically slows down the speech of the other calling party, cloud printing, and also handy answering machine feature. We also encountered some lag and some minor bugs in a few places, including the settings menu and the applications menu, which we hope Sony works on fixing soon. Overall, the new update isn't a big change from its previous version, even though it did bring some minor changes to the UI and added some new features to the phone. Verdict and price. To sum up the whole, if you want a decent quad-core based Android smartphone with a dust-proof and waterproof body, the Xperia ZR is a great choice. The closest rival handsets we can list out in this price and performance category are the Samsung Galaxy S3, Samsung Galaxy Note 2, Nexus 4, LG Optimus G, and the HTC Desire 600. However, the Xperia ZR additionally has IP58 certification under its belt, which makes the handset a perfect smartphone for the Indian user. Priced at an MRP of around 30,000, the Sony Xperia ZR seems a worthy contender in the market full of smartphones equipped with a quad-core processor. The ZR is presently available for a street price of as low as 21,000, which can give the rivals a run for their money. Finally, guys, I hope you enjoyed this review. This was a basic walkthrough of around new 4.4 update for the Xperia ZR. If you enjoyed the review, please do subscribe to our channel. It will really help motivate us to make newer videos and better videos in the future. If you have any queries or questions, please leave them in the comment section below. We will try to answer all of them. And if you like this video personally, please do hit the like button. Finally, thanks for watching again. See you next time on Technology. Peace.